Hi guys, I'm Alston. First, thank you so much for checking out this video. In this video, I'm just going to explain why for SEO work, residential proxies are much better compared to data center proxies. I will be explaining what is the main reason for it, and I will be also showcasing this process using one of my favorite residential proxy service, which is Infatica. They have a trial period also. In case if you're also interested, you can test it out. There is no credit card involved. You can try it out, and if you are happy, then you can continue with their service. I also have a 15% discount code. If you want, you can use this. That is there is an affiliate link in the video. It will give me a small commission if you decide to purchase this, but it does not affect my review or does not affect your purchase price. It helps to me to create more videos like this. Okay, without further ado, now let's directly jump into the topic. First, why data center proxies are not recommended for SEO work. First, data center proxies are connected to a data center where nowadays most of the search engines or other data providers for SEO when easily detect these servers, and they can block that range or that location, so it's odd. And also most of the SEO guys are using the same services, same IP address for that particular thing. So since it's shared among them, it's really gets easy without, like, for example, with how much data you can get from one proxy will get really limited, since other guys are using the same purposes, so you will get not enough results. And also another thing is, since residential proxies, what it does is, rather than connecting with the data center or someone like that, it's a real residential IPs connected to real home addresses and ISP, which means like a person using on anywhere in the world. For example, Infatica gives over 10 million residential proxies in their database. So what happens is, you will get different IPs from them. This is not illegal in any way. This is fully legalized and invited, where the users of these devices are giving their consent to use their IP address when the device is idling, so you don't need to worry about security and legal problem. These are fully white-hat and legal solution. The main reason is these residential proxies will give unlimited number of IP addresses for you to use, rather than directly connected with one static IP like given by the data center proxies, like 88.123.1 and port number and username. This is dynamic. What it means is, you will get given a dynamic port, and automatically every hour that IP address will be keep on changing on the backend for that dynamic. You can also request it on your own if you want to rotate the IP address in this dynamic port. The cool thing is, it offers true anonymity. What that means is, data center proxies hides your IP address or changes your IP address, but if they back research on you, they can identify it is coming from a data center or data proxies or something like that. But in residential IP, it gives us true anonymity, because if they go back, it will be connected to a real person or real home address or something like that. So it gives you true anonymity. And also it gives the best result, because when you are doing data center IP, you are tied to a particular location. You won't get the range of IP address throughout the world. But instead, with residential proxies, it gives you the total control over all the IPs available in worldwide. So the data will be much more accurate, and also much quality wise, and also quality wise it will be much better than the data center one. And also it will be impossible to ban or blacklist. SEO guys would know that when we are using some sort of IP address, sometimes we find it's really easy to get blacklisted. Why is it happening? Because most of the other SEO guys are also using the same IP address ranges or getting services from same company. Then what happens is that IP gets banned quickly, because they are blacklisted so often, they are used so often. But with residential IP, with over 10 million plus on their database, it's really get hard to blacklist, or they can't even find a range because it's connected to different devices. So it's really easy that way. For any SEO purposes, where you want quality or quantity, I would recommend residential proxies. Okay, now I am going to show you how to use this residential proxies. So I'm not just talking the game, I'm actually showing how it works. First, my favorite one is Infatica. You can use any of it, but this is my favorite. First, once you go into the client database, client access dashboard or anything, there you can find the proxy list. This is a dynamic list. First, you need to identify your IP. These guys are offering a feature where you can bind this proxy list to particular IP. So even if someone else gets hold of this dynamic IP ports and everything, they can't use unless you are whitelisted on this particular IP. So you just go into add the IP and add your computer IP. You can just find out your computer IP by going into Google and typing what is my IP, it will show, or go into any sort of website like what is my IP address and search for it, and it will give you an IP address and add that here. And this is the proxy list. If you click here, it will give you the dynamic. These guys also have a feature where we can see the actual traffic used on this proxies, all the data. This is, I'm not sure about others, but Infatica gives all this data for us. We can range it from monthly, weekly, all these are possible. These are the dynamic ports which I'm talking about. Rather than giving you a static IP, these guys are now giving a dynamic port, so it will automatically keep on changing, which is really good for results. So I'm just copy pasting this and I'm going to my server. I'm going to be showcasing this using Scrapebox. You can use any application which support proxy handling. I'm just going to import and append from clipboard. Okay, everything is done. I got 5,000 proxies. These are dynamic proxies, which means it's not connected to static IP. Just for purposes, click on test. These will work fine, absolutely, because these are residential IP. And also sometimes you need to understand the residential IP focus is not on speed. If you want really fast speed results, you should for data center IP, but the results will be much compared to low quality wise. Residential proxies focus us on results. That's the biggest thing rather than speed. In SEO world does not know about you, but we want the results to be much better as well. So it will keep on things. These are some of the failed tests. What that means is it is not working correctly. Now this is residential proxy. That's what I told you. Rather than typing to a particular static, this is giving worldwide results on real ISP, so anything can go wrong. But the thing is, it will automatically keep on this. This doesn't mean this port will not work. If you click in Infatica, if you go and click the rotate list here, you can actually get a new different set of IP, or every hour it will keep on changing. First off, you can see all these proxies. Out of the checked proxies, you can see all the anonymous proxies were 520, and already within, I just stopped the results, and there are over 595 Google Past proxies happen. So now let me just directly save this so I can show you. I just have a query. This for SEO guys know this is a hard query because we are using search parameters, so it can easily block in Google much faster. If I just go and harvest in real time, I'm going to show you. No edits on this video. I have used 377 queries with not just a regular words query, but I'm using a search parameter on this, and I'm using Google to do the scraping, which is the hardest in compared to, and just click on start, and I'm not doing anything. It's using 126 threads. We can clearly see how it works. You can see how fast it's able to scrape. It's buzzing through the 370 queries like nothing. You can see for average how many URLs. We can even increase as a thread. My server can't handle more threads. That's why I'm limiting this option, but you can go, you can see how much faster it's grabbing the database for Google, which is the most difficult one. So you can imagine you can easily get data out of other services like that, and you can do that. Let me wait to finish it. So
So I can show you the result, real power. I have not done any edits on the video. You can see the time is running here also. I have used 377 queries with search parameter URL, and it has been done. You can see all the queries returned result. Not one single query didn't return the result, because these are residential, which is good for scraping or getting data from for SEO work. Now let me go back. You can see it automatically scraped within just a minute. It was able to get over 37,544 results. That's how powerful this service is, guys. Residential service SEO is good for SEO purposes, and in that my favorite is Infatica. You can try it out if you want. There is no commitment at the start. They offer in trial. You can cancel anytime. No credit card information. Only if you are happy you can continue the service. There is also 15% discount code on the video. If you have any doubts, feel free to ask me and I will be helping you. And once again, thank you so much for checking out this video. I will see you guys in the next video. Cheers.